and then if there's any others. And then we'll kind of shortly talk about chapter 6, which I don't think will be too long. As I told you yesterday, there's not really any formulas or anything like that to cover there. Okay. Number 82. Anybody try this one? Think they get it yesterday? No attempts? See logs? Or Mr. Ruta told you it was hard, so you're like, I'm not even going to try it.
Oh, I looked at it and I couldn't wait.
Way to persevere, guys.
I know.
Yeah.
It was either that or go. You don't say that. Oh, he'll be fine.
Okay.
It's 82B.
We're going to find out. Is that what you got, Armani?
I guessed it.
You guessed it? With or without work?
I put something.
All right. So I told you yesterday that this has lots of pieces to it. Okay. There's a lot of different skills that are needed to kind of get through this problem. That's one reason why I think it's one of the harder ones. Is it doable? Yes, but you just have to be able to do a lot of different things to get there. What do you think we would start with? What would be a good starting point? Yeah. I want to try to make this just a single log, right? Over here we got a single log. This one has 2 logs. So I want to make this a single log, and since we got a minus sign in between, then we're going to take this divided by this. And so I'm going to leave the left-hand side alone. And on the right-hand side, whenever we have a minus sign in between 2 logs, then we're just going to divide those 2 terms and just put. And here's one thing that I remember from this chapter when we were in it. When we use this property, what I had a lot of people doing is a lot of people were putting ln on top and bottom. We don't want to put ln on top and bottom. It's just the ln of this over this. So ln is just a single log. We're taking it from multiple logs to a single log. So the ln just goes out in front. Okay, and we saw some like this. If, for instance, if I did like a real easy one, the ln of x equals the ln of 8. As long as both sides have an ln on it, then what would x have to be? 8, right? And so that one's pretty straightforward. Well, same thing here. This expression and this expression have to be equal. So what I could do is I can now just drop the ln's off on both sides, because those 2 expressions in those spots must be equal. So that gets rid of our logs, and that's a good thing. Can't really use any of our log rules anymore, but now we're just into a basic old equation. What would be next? Okay. And so what would maybe be a good step to do that? Get x by itself, since I have x's on both sides.
Times by 3 on the right. You get like, I don't know.
You're on the right track.
Multiply by the denominator.
Multiply by the denominator. Okay. And I'm going to multiply by the denominator on both sides. And right now my denominator is x minus 1. But whatever I do to one side, I got to do to the other side. So on the right-hand side, that makes the x minus 1s disappear. So on the right-hand side, all I have is 3 that's left, because the x minus 1s disappear. What are we going to have to do on the left-hand side? It's a good old FOIL problem now. So we got 4x squared minus 3x minus 4x plus 3. now have a quadratic equation. And so when we have a quadratic equation, our goal is to always set it equal to 0. Okay? And so what I'm going to need to do now is I'm going to need to bring the 3 over here to set it equal to 0. Excuse me. Thanks. And I'm going to combine like terms here. So we have 4x squared minus 7x equals 0. Okay. And we have a quadratic equation. And yesterday we kind of talked about this, but when I have a quadratic, we talked about like 4 or 5 different ways to solve this. Graphing it would probably be a go-to. I would probably choose to graph it if I could, and you can. If I can factor it, that would be a pretty easy method here. You could do the quadratic formula. That's probably not going to be our go-to method. So I would say either graph it or factor it. And I'll show you why it really doesn't matter which one of those you choose, but I'll kind of show you why I like factoring here. So first step in factoring is always take a GCF out. If I set those equal to 0, and then over here, okay, and here's why I probably don't love graphing is because here I see my 2 answers, and if you graph this,